Welcome back, fans, to Mork Softball Field at Ed Crucy Stadium. Game 2 of our doubleheader. Me and Sydney on the call once again. As in the circle, excuse me, for TLU is number 19 Courtney Bellinger as his first at bat for A&M San Antonio. Vasquez, kind of a blooper, but it'll get down and short reach base.
Bellinger coming into today with a 1-1 record, has appeared in 3 games, and she has the second lowest ERA on the team with a 2.8. So I'd say she's done pretty well for herself so far this season.
Now it looks like it's number 18 at the plate, Cara Penaloza, excuse me, in the 2 spot.
Yep, and her count now is 1-1 for hers. That one from Bellinger missed.
Penaloza DP here in game 2. That one goes high. 2-1 here, the count.
And Bellinger, she's a freshman this year from Houston, Texas, into Grand Oaks High School.
This one slap foul from Penaloza.
I think we just need to say this name like 3 times fast or something. It's tripping me up, honestly.
Seems to Penaloza sounds right.
Yeah.
Any fans or if the family listening right now wants to type in the chat, correct way to pronounce it if we're saying it wrong, please do, but I feel pretty confident. And a little pickle here, and nicely done by Peyton Vasquez there.
Yeah, I think, Vasquez got off a little far because that ball looked to be low. Rodriguez, I'd say she did the right thing, trying to get her up first, but just kind of that lack of communication to Reed over there to let her know that Vasquez was moving forward cost them a base, but Penaloza is going to walk anyways, so really no harm done.
Now number 8, Samara Aguilera will come up. Good pitch there from Bellinger. So there's strike 1 to the AB.
Yeah, and Aguilera had a great game last game. I mean,
a couple singles in there.
Yeah, 2 singles, hit by pitch. She did a really great job. She did a great job off a great pitcher, too. So a 1-1 count here.
This one grounded to Clark at second. She'll just throw the force out at first. No shot for 2 there, and Bulldogs get their first out.
Yeah, I mean, Clark really only had one option there, just with the way the ball was taken her that way. Obviously, you want to see her turn too, but that would have been a superhuman act if she could have.
So now we got number 2, Alicia Iridalis at the plate. With a couple runners in scoring position.
Yeah, great start here for the Jaguars to get on board early if they can, especially facing like a freshman pitcher. You know, like you want to see teams want to attack the freshman pitcher. You know, they can be the weakest mentally, and so just try and fight their way.
This one popped up, and Maddie Johnson can't quite get over in time. Goes foul. Count stays 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And truthfully, I don't think I would want her to catch that regardless, just because I think that Vasquez would have been able to easily score.
Kind of bounces away from Bella Rodriguez. And, they're going to say, that hit her? Just looked away. I think that one hit. Iridalis, so after the hit by pitch, bases are loaded here with only 1 down.
Yeah, a tough spot for the freshman to be in, but She just throws that changeup in to, oh, to Karina Rodriguez. There it is. Sorry. Still getting my sheet all settled in.
That one stays a bit too high from Bellinger. It's 1-1. Another one kind of low this time from Bellinger. It's ball 2. She's still trying to get her bearings here, just like we are here in the booth.
Yeah, and a good block there by Bella behind the plate to keep the runners where they're at.
Bases loaded right now. Only one down in the inning. There's another one missing there. It's 3-1.
And Rodriguez here up to bat, starting in left field this game. And that's going to be a bases loaded walk for the first run of the inning.
So easy score there as Vasquez comes across, and a good start here in game 2 for A&M San Antonio. Now Coach Wilson will have a chat with Bellinger.
Yeah. While there are many things that can upset him, one of the biggest one is walks and walking in a run. So I think he's kind of just going out there and being like, hey, let's figure it out. Let's get some outs. Let's get out of this inning so we can go score.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 10, Andrea Ortiz.
And now Andrea Ortiz at the plate, playing at second today. There's a strike delivered from Bellinger to get her confidence going again. And how about, ooh, that one looked good from Bellinger, but they ruled that one a ball.
Yeah, tough to see where it missed. You know, sometimes umpires are picky.
Big break there on, and that one doesn't get down. It's 2-1. Base is still loaded here, one down. That one slapped back up the middle. Easy force out at home. And oh, I thought they could have turned 2 there, but runner will advance to first. So the fielder's choice out though at the plate. Can't ask for much more there if you're TLU.
Yeah, and I think Bella could have easily had that throw at first.
So too.
We've seen a lot of hesitation today. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the ball, it's the mindset, but I mean, as you see, you hesitate, someone's safe.
There's a good pitch there from Bellinger. It's 1-1 as that froze Palacio at the plate.
Yes, honestly, after having a little talking to, I think she's kind of settling in. She looks almost a little bit more confident, and she looks to be throwing more than previously where she was aiming.
Yep.
So it is good to see.
And there's a swing and a miss for strike 2 as Bellinger looks good right now, and needs one more strike and or out to get out of this one with just the 1 run.
And I don't know if you could see that spin on that ball, Easton, but lots of spin on it.
That one, well, maybe a little too much spin as that gets past Rodriguez behind the plate.
It was a foul ball, though. No worries.
Okay, never mind.
No worries. I got you.
I looked down for 1 second.
A lot happens in this game if you look down. This is not baseball.
That one popped up in foul territory, and that's going to be out number 3 to end the inning as A&M San Antonio does get 1 run across. We'll go bottom 1 to get the TLU lineup for game 2. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Mork Softball Field at Ed Crucy Stadium. Kaylee Clark leading things off as always for TLU. She had a nice 2 RBI double to kind of seal the deal in game 1 where the Bulldogs won 7-1. If you're just joining us, it'll be Clark, Johnson, and Jack. 1, 2, 3 due up.
Yeah, and really a kind of pretty different lineup here, which I'm excited about for this game too. I like to see kind of just new stuff happening, and I'm excited to see how some of these new people in the lineup do.
Clark swings at that one and it's popped up, and first baseman underneath it to make the easy play for out number 1.
Now batting for the Bulldogs, right
After
fielder
that
number
pop
4,
out,
Maddie
Maddie Johnson will insert into the lineup. We saw her make an appearance late in game 1, and now here she is getting the start, playing out in right field.
Yeah, and she had a great at-bat. She had an RBI with a sac fly. And I really think that after that, kind of the rest of the game just kind of opened up for the Bulldogs. So it's those little at-bats for someone to build off of and keep going.
This one taken to opposite field and grounded and off the shortstop. That's an easy reach there to first for Johnson. There's a first base runner of the game 2 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and honestly, like if I'm Johnson and I've been, you know, in and out of this lineup, I'm taking what I can and seeing that, hey, I just got on base, she hit the ball solid, you know, yes, it's scored as an error, but just building off of good hard hits is really key to this game.
That pitch outside from number 14 in the circle for Jaguars, that's Abby Rodriguez.
Yep, she started last game. She threw really well. So I'm excited to see how these hitters, these TLU hitters, can maybe find a way to attack her earlier, get on the board a little earlier. Because really last game, they didn't score a whole lot until the very end.
Yep. I think they rattled off 5 runs in that bottom of the 6th to really take full control in game 1. There goes Johnson for second. Not a bad throw, but Maddie's going to be in there safely.
Yeah, really close play, honestly. That's I believe that's McDonald behind the plate, Haley McDonald. That's a great throw. She was, I believe she was at 3rd last game. So new behind the plate as Jack swings through that one.
Count goes to 2-2. Reagan Hillis awaits on deck. Here comes the pitch from Rodriguez. And Jack fouled that one off. Count will stay where it is.
Yeah, and she's on it for sure. You can just tell. Rodriguez keeping her there on that outside part of the plate. You know, and it's true, you don't want to give Jack anything on the inside portion. She'll destroy it, so just really fighting to stay on that outside part.
Another one fouled away. She's just a bit late on that one.
Yeah, Jack's in a tough spot. I mean, even she has her toes completely on the line, so it's just really just making sure that she's not letting that outside pitch get too deep. Try and catch it a little bit more out in front so it can stay fair.
Another one fouled off as Jack right now just battling at the plate, making Rodriguez use those early pitches.
Yeah, it's a great at-bat. I'm curious to see what Rodriguez goes with next. Personally, if she has a changeup, I'd say go ahead and throw it. You know, Jack's on time.
One low and in the dirt.
I'm a genius.
Ball 3.
Thank you, Easton. I will take my genius award whenever you're ready. But really a great pitch there, and Jack just with great discipline.
You're definitely gonna be more likely to make a call like that than me. I'm not as well versed in the softball world.
Well, maybe one day you'll get there.
Learning every year, little by little.
That's all you need to do.
Full count here to Kylie Jack.
This is 10th pitch of her at bat.
And the 10th one will be grounded to second. Nice sliding play made. That looked easy.
That's Vasquez over there at second. That's a great snag. I mean, if she doesn't go to her knees and get that, like, that's an easy base hit. So that's a great job. That's a great play.
So now Reagan Hillis will stand in with Johnson at third, as she did get advanced at least after that last at bat. A little bunt laid down, and Hillis, that one just gonna scoot foul. Definitely not a bad spot though for that bunt down the first base line.
Yeah, especially with the new first baseman this game. I mean, we have Aguilera out there. She was the DP last game. Now she's getting the start up first. Yeah, A&M San Antonio mixing up their lineup too for this game. So
that one, similar spot for that bunt attempt, and Hillis is gonna reach. I think even if that play was made cleanly at first, I think she was still in there safely, and Maddie Johnson's gonna come across the score to tie this game up.
I will disagree with you there. I think that play has got to be made. But I mean, that's putting pressure on the defense.
Yep.
When you're fast, people start freaking out.
So next up will be for 18, Jana Reed in the 5 spot in this one, playing at first.
Yeah, and Reed, she's coming into today, doing all right, hitting 231 and 13 at bats.
There goes Hillis.
Oh.
Ooh. Collision there at second, and Hillis is in there safely.
Glad to see everyone's okay though, because I think it just looked like Palacio's legs just got taken out from underneath her. I'm sure you've had that happen before in basketball, maybe once or twice.
Definitely a few times. Nothing's worse than a charge being taken and someone driving right down the middle of the lane. It's probably the worst one. So a 2-1 count here for Reed. 2 outs on the board. TLU tie this up already. Two-one pitch, and that one goes upstairs for ball 3.
And a good take there, good patience by Reed. I feel like in most at bats where I've seen her play, she's just very smart and disciplined with what she attacks.
This one is going to be right back in front of the plate, and kind of a hesitant swing there, but got down and ended up being in a pretty good spot for Reed to reach.
Yeah, I mean, just a
Now batting the pitch
delayed bunt.
Bellinger.
And yeah, she just did a great job. Gosh, this looks like Maddie Johnson. That is freaky.
It's Bellinger though at the plate, and here comes a little trickery from the Bulldogs, as in there safely is Reagan Hillis, just playing aggressive on the base pass as usual, as Coach Wilson and his bunch, as they don't throw down to second, or they do, but then Hillis is able to get back to first, or get back to home and make it 2-1 TLU.
Yeah, and just like that, Bulldogs are back on top. Jaguars. Jaguars.
Different kind of cat.
Well, you missed it. The whole beginning of the first game, I kept saying Cougars. Probably said it for like 10 minutes. But yeah, so, I mean, Jaguars really looking to get out of this inning. They have 2 outs. They just need 1 more, but definitely you have to stop the bleeding. You got to get out of it.
You need to strike here as well, a 3-0 count, and there Rodriguez delivers, make it a 3-1 count.
And, you know, if you're the Bulldogs, I think this inning has been really successful because it's been just a lot of, like, finding a way
Mhm.
to get stuff done. And
They've worked long at bats too.
long at bats, and they've found a way to get things going off a pitcher who they didn't get anything going off of last game. So
Payoff pitch, and that one driven through into the gap in left center, and that's going to be another run scored for the Bulldogs. A 2-out RBI double for the pitcher, Courtney Bellinger.
yeah, that ball just laced right up the middle. Reed had to freeze on in. You know, typically you want to say try and get in front of that, but I don't think she could if the ball was hit so hard. So it's a great piece of hitting right there from Bellinger to get another run for herself.
Now we'll have a visit in the circle. A&M San Antonio trying to figure things out. Bulldogs have definitely found a way, like you mentioned. They've made things difficult for the Jaguars in this inning, just working these long at bats and then finding ways to get on base. And then there's probably the best swing we've seen so far this inning from Bellinger to score Reed from second. And now it's Harley Russell at the plate. And she takes a rip at that one and comes up empty for strike one.
And Russell, I'm excited. She's getting the start out there in left today. I'm not sure. I believe she's only started. Oh gosh, where's her name? Yeah, she's only started one other game besides today, so I'm excited to see what she can do.
Had a good game in game one. Made some nice plays in the outfield as she will foul that one off the screen behind home plate. It stays at 0-2 as Rodriguez is ahead.
Yeah, just trying to find a way to battle right now in this at bat. Push through, trying to get on base, keep the inning going for her team.
One low and away. There's a good take from Russell. It goes to 1-2.
Yeah, not a bad idea either with that changeup. You can see a lot of these hitters have kind of timed up Rodriguez pretty well, so just mixing in that changeup a little bit, even if it is for a ball, it kind of gets them thinking about it a little more.
Popped up, going into the stands.
Oh my goodness.
Right next to us.
That's a little closer than I thought.
We got half a window open in here, so we're not completely safe in here.
I mean, and I was just writing on my score sheet. Next thing I know, I just hear this ball near us, and I was like, wait, what? How did that happen? Sorry. I keep kicking Easton.
Well, 2-2 count now to Harley Russell.
Fans, I think you guys should donate so we can get a new press box. Maybe cozier chairs would be nice, you know.
We're going to be up here a lot these next week for sure. We got Austin College coming into town later this week.
That's 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure you can handle that much of Sydney?
I'll be ready for it. Trust me, we talked about it off camera. I've had a blast so far. I mean, all love and respect to the baseball team, but softball is it's a nice change of pace with the speed of the game and all that. I mean, I've called about 10 or so baseball games so far this season. Finally calling my first softball game, so it's been a nice change of pace for sure.
Yeah, for sure. It is fun to. I'm sure it's interesting for you to have to go back and forth between the two and be like, oh God, like, you know, like you said earlier, you look down and you miss something big.
Mm-hmm. I got a lot more time in between pitches, that's for sure, with baseball. As Leal now up after Russell got on base with the walk. 0-1 count here to Leal. She had a nice swing to end things in game one.
I'd like to see her just get a good piece of the ball, find a gap in the infield.
Still waiting for that pitch as it's 1-1 between her and Rodriguez. So Bellinger's at second and Russell's at first.
I mean, so far, Leal is the 6th left-handed batter on this roster. Kay's going to be the 7th, and that's your 9 right there. 7 out of 9 batters are left-handed. Not a lot of teams see that. Not a lot of pitchers see that. So, I mean, I'm sure that's playing into Rodriguez a little bit, but it's something you just have to push through.
Yeah, we'll reach for that one, and that is strike 3 swinging, and that'll end the bottom of the first with the Bulldogs with a solid first inning after giving up the 1 run. They get 3 back and lead it by 2 going into the top of the second. Please stay with us.
All right, welcome back, fans, to Morgue Softball Field here at Ed Cruzy Stadium. We are back here in the top of the second, and here we have number 26, Haley McDonald, leading things off here for the Jaguars. And she's going to ground that over to Leal at short, who throws it on the run, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Quick out there for Bellinger, which is what we want to see, especially after last inning. And I'm sure you guys have noticed, but unfortunately my good buddy old pal has left us. Because like he said earlier, he is a student, so he has to go do that. So, lucky guy. Has to leave to go study. First pitch that Warren sees from Bellinger is outside for ball 1. Warren starting in center in this second game here. And she will go to lay a bunt down, but that'll roll foul. Bellinger last inning threw 29 pitches, so already up there a little bit in the pitch count, but I mean, we play softball, so it's not as big as a factor here, but still you don't want to throw more pitches than what you would prefer. I mean, Rodriguez can say the same. She threw 41 last inning, and that's a lot. It's too much, so looking to make adjustments here in the second inning as that bunt attempt was fouled again by Warren, so she's got a 2-2 count here. Warren last game had a single and 2 strikeouts, as that one is lifted into right field, and Johnson able to make the grab there for the second out of the inning. And that's going to take us back to the top.
Now batting for the Jaguars, second baseman double
with
zero,
number
Peyton
00,
Vasquez.
Peyton Vasquez. Had a single in the first inning, a little slap single over by pretty close to where Gately Clark is now, as that one's going to be hit right back at Bellinger, and she's able to knock it down. And a quick and efficient 1-2-3 inning there for Bellinger. And we will be back as the Jaguars score no runs off of no hits. Pie leading off the bottom of the second inning for the Bulldogs, number 24, Annie Kay. This is Kay's first at bat of the second game here, and then we'll go right back to the top as she goes to bunt that one, but it lands foul for strike one. Kay, I believe, has started every game. Let me see if I can confirm. She started all but one, but she has appeared in all 14 games so far this season, as that one is up high for ball one. Rodriguez still on the mound here for the Jaguars. And that one just upstairs, and Kay chases for strike two. Seeing not much of an infield shift, more of an outfield shift a little bit with the right fielder over in right center. As Kay fouls that one over on the left side of the field. Count remains at 1-2. Rodriguez looking to get the first out of this inning here pretty quick, as that one is out of play for strike two. Last inning, Rodriguez threw 41 pitches, so really just trying to bounce back this inning and keep her pitch count low. That one is going to be softly slapped over to the third baseman, and Kay just with too much speed and able to get down the line for a single there. Kay, I'm loving what she's doing here as a hitter and a slapper, just kind of really reading the defense and understanding her speed and what she can get away with. And so no outs here as number 7, Kaylee Clark, steps up to bat. Clark, another speed threat here for the Bulldogs, as that one misses low for ball one. Clark, last season she set the TLU single season record for stolen bases by a freshman, as that ball is slapped through the 5-6 hole for a single. Saw Palacio kind of cheating her way over to get the runner, but unfortunately leaving her position too early, and so that left that spot wide open. So that's going to bring up number 4, Maddie Johnson. Reached on an error last at bat, looking to keep this rally going as she goes to bunt that, and that's a beautiful bunt, and she's going to make it there safely. Ball's going to get past the second baseman covering as Kay comes in to score. Clark's going to go ahead and take off. And so that's going to be a 2-run. Oh gosh. I do think Johnson might have beat it out. Unfortunately, I am still going to give her the error. But like I said, fans, I'm not the one who does the stats, so don't scream at me if I'm wrong or if you disagree. Yell at our statistician. Yeah, that's big time. Clark came all the way around from first base to score. Bulldogs just easily tack on another 2 runs. And Jaguars, I think in these 2 games they're learning more about themselves. And it's still early in the season. They're still able to learn, see what they need to work on. And if I'm the head coach, Coach Dufour, we are working on bunt coverage all next week as Jack just slices that into the gap. Johnson is easily going to come in to score. Jack's going to third, and while she could have done it standing up, she went ahead and slid in for a triple. And that's another run across the board. Bulldogs just attacking
Now
the
batting
ball
number
right
8,
now.
Reagan Hillett.
I mean, I don't know what to say. It's like starting in the 6th inning last game till now, it's been nonstop. Hillis goes to bunt that one, and that goes foul there. I'd like to see her kind of pull this bunt maybe more towards the third baseman. Just because I didn't really see her moving a whole lot on that last bunt there. And between Jack and Hillis, they're both showing bunt, pulling back and hitting the ball. I think that's a good method. It depends on how you want to use it. Some girls do it so they can get both eyes on the ball, and some get it to kind of move the defense just so that way they can put the ball in play. So it depends on how you want to use it. But so far, both of them have done a great job with it, as the count to Hillis now runs to 1-2. That ball is going to be ripped foul. I haven't seen Hillis hit a ball like that in a while. She's got all over it. Just an inside pitch. I think Rodriguez is kind of enjoying that inside part of the plate on Hillis. She's not afraid to go there. So now I'll be curious with a foul ball like that if she's going to maybe start going away. No, she's going to stick to jamming her, so definitely not a bad choice there. Yeah, I mean, especially with your right fielder shifted over, you don't want to leave anything too far on the outside part of the plate. As Hillis hits that one over it by the center fielder, and the throw will not be in time as Jack comes in to score. So a sac fly there for Hillis. And that's only the first out of the inning, folks, as your Bulldogs have
Now
scored
batting
4
number
runs
18,
already.
Dana Reed.
This is going to bring up Jana Reed, as we've mentioned earlier, a senior transfer from East Central. Her last at-bat, she had a nice single as she shows bunt but pulls back as that one is lifted to the left fielder, Rodriguez, for the second out. I mean, we're seeing more and more of these girls show bunt and pull back.
Now batting
Yeah,
number
it's
19,
interesting because
Courtney
it's not
Bellinger.
something I'm used to seeing with these hitters. I've watched a lot of TLU games. I've played for them. I know how they work, and so I haven't seen that a lot. But, I mean, they seem to just be really seeing the ball a lot better right now with it. As pitcher, Courtney Bellinger, or from up here, Madison Johnson's double, steps up to plate. Bellinger with a double, her first at bat. And she's definitely got a lot of insurance now to work with next time they go out, but still just trying to get some more. I'd like to see her hit one down the right field line because I know she'll easily get a triple. As that pitch misses high for ball 2. So a 2-1 count here to Bellinger. And that one is in for strike 2 to even up the count. So we got 2s on the board now for the freshman from Houston, Texas. And she's going to get jammed on that one, but Palacio able to make the grab over at short for the final out of the inning. So Bulldogs able to score 4 runs that inning, 4 big runs. So Bulldogs now leading 7-1 as we head into the top of the 3rd. All right, leading off for the Jaguars here in the top of the third is number 18. That is going to be Cara Penalosa. As first pitch she sees from Bellinger is outside for ball one. And that one is in for a strike there. So Bellinger with a lot of insurance out there on the mound, which is a really comforting thing to have as a pitcher, especially you're a freshman, haven't pitched a lot of games yet this, so far in your career. So being able to come out here and just take a deep breath and just get some outs, no stress. So that one misses outside for ball two. So a 2-2 count here to Penalosa. That one's going to be chopped foul. So the count stays at 2-2. You can see our Bulldog defense shifted over. You can see Liao all the way in the 5-6 hole. Clark standing right next to second base, and Reed over at first off the line. And Penalosa is going to swing through that as Bellinger picks up her first strikeout of the game.
Now batting number 8.
That's going to bring up
Samara
number
Aguilera.
8, first baseman Samara Aguilera. Her last time up, she grounded to the second baseman. She had a great ball as well as that changeup from Bellinger. Misses low. Really good pitch though. That one's going to be grounded. Clark is going to get it, do a backhanded toss to Reed over at first, and that'll be the second out of the inning. That's a tough play. You could tell Reed maybe thought that she could try and get it.
Now batting right fielder
Kind of
number
just
2,
said,
Alicia Urdiales.
I don't know. I think Clark might have a better chance at it. And luckily they were able to make the play as number 2, Belicia Urdiales, steps in. First pitch she sees from Bellinger is a ball. Urdiales was hit by a pitch her last at bat. Starting in right field for these doubleheader games today as that ball is hit to the second baseman Clark, and an easy toss there for the final out. So Bellinger these last 2 innings has gone 1, 2, 3 and has been super efficient. So Jaguars unable to score as we head into the bottom of the third.
Russell.
All right, starting off the bottom of the third inning, we have number 3, Harley Russell, leading things off, and she will face a new pitcher, number 19, Alexis Obregon. As first pitch she sees is fouled out of, well, not out of play, fouled to the left side of the field for strike 1. And Obregon, she actually leads the Red River Athletic Conference with 2 saves so far this year. She came in last game, I believe, in the 3rd inning. Don't Don't quote me on that. That's what I think. So similar strategy here by the Jaguars as Russell lays that bunt down. And he's going to go ahead and say that Russell was out of the box. So they're going to go ahead and take the strike there and bring her back. So I mentioned it last game, but in previous seasons, if a batter was out of the box at any point of contact, they were just out automatically, but now that's changed to where it's just a strike. So in some ways, I do like that rule better. Gives the hitter an opportunity to still get a hit rather than it be taken away. But now, if Russell were to step out of the box again, it would be a strike, and then she would essentially strike out, in quotes. So a 1-2 count here to Russell. And a big swing there for the first strikeout for Obregon. I think from what I remember last game is Obregon just throws a lot of changeup, a lot of off speed to kind of get these hitters off balance, and the way her off speed, it just kind of floats in there. So it can be easy coming out of the hand, but hard to make an adjustment as Leal chops that to the second baseman. Second baseman Vasquez, who's able to make a quick throw over to first for the second out of the inning.
Now batting number 24, Annie.
This is going to bring up the 9-hole here, number 24, Annie Kay. Kay with a single, her first at bat. The first pitch she sees from Obregon misses, quite frankly, somewhere for a ball. I know I tend to make comments like that, but it is hard to be an umpire, and I have no clue how they even do it. So Kay's going to ground that one to the shortstop Palacio, but just not in time as Kay is able to get there on time, and just seeing a lot of speed from her, which is not something we saw last season because she primarily hit right-handed. So to see her on the left side and just really use the ground and use her speed, it's fun to see. That's going to bring up Clark leading things off. A base hit, her last at bat. That ball just misses outside for ball one. And truthfully, what I'm seeing here, I'm seeing McDonald behind the plate toss the ball underhand back to her pitcher. That kind of lets me know that her arm's hurting. So truthfully, I'm going to steal maybe more than normal just to make her throw on it. That one is in for a strike. And Kay looked to have hurt herself. Yeah, I do think she kind of, when she dove, I think her arm just got a little stuck over the bag. I don't necessarily think it got popped out of place, but I think it did get a little jammed, so you've just seen her shaking it off a little bit. I mean, she's someone who I think is super tough. I've seen her, like last game, she got hit with the ball. This game, kind of locking up her arm as she still third this time. And she just is like, I'm fine. Just give me a sec. We're good. So super fun to see some resiliency here on the team as Clark's now working with a 2-1 count. And just going to go to lay the bunt down. And a good play there by the third baseman, Ortiz, to let that roll foul. It's a really good play because, truthfully, by the time she would have picked it up, Clark was already there. So, good heads-up play by her and her teammates, communicating that with her as well. So, a good RBI opportunity here for Clark with 2 outs on the board, 2 strikes, 2 balls. That one's going to miss low in the zone. Good block by McDonald back there behind the plate to keep the ball in front of her. And, even though, I can tell McDonald's arm hurts, she has had some dime throws to second base, which is just impressive because I'm sure her arm's killing her, but She's made some great throws. As that ball is hit to the shortstop, Palacio just cannot hold on to it. So Kay able to come across and score. Clark easily reaches first
now,
base.
batting right fielder number 4, Maddie Johnson.
I'm going to see that, I mean, I bet you Clark's going within the first pitch or two here. As Johnson steps up to bat. And Clark takes off, and the throw just not in time. Clark with a lot of speed over there for a stolen base. Coming into today, Clark has had, this is going to take me a while to find, Clark has had 29 stolen bases. I mean, that's an unreal number. And at least so far in this at-bat, she's already at 31. And that's not including what she had previous today or, you know, in last game. So, because I haven't really tracked it as well as I should have. But 1-1 count here to Johnson as she has a good RBI opportunity. And Abrego just going back to that changeup. And I think it's awesome to see, you know, you got Rodriguez, mainly throws the ball, mainly throws harder pitches frequently, and then you go to Abrego who is throwing a lot of off speed, and so that really is hard for a hitter. And she gets Johnson swinging on that, the drop third. And Johnson's going to get there on the drop third, and Clark comes around to score. So Bulldogs score another run there. On the
now batting number 44,
on the strikeout.
Jack.
That's going to bring up number 44, Kylie Jack, as the Bregan takes a second, ties her shoe. So Jack in here with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Looked like a little hit and run action there. And Jack, I mean, doing her job, it's a hit and run, so you have to put the ball in play somehow. And so just being able to get on top of that pitch, and even though it went foul, she did do her job there. So an 0-1 count here to Jack. She's going to drive that to the second baseman, Vasquez, who's able to make a quick flip over to first base for the final out of the inning. So Bulldogs able to score 1-2 runs that inning. And they now lead 9-1 heading into the top of the 4th. We will be right back. All right, leading off the inning here for the Jaguars is going to be number 1, Karina Rodriguez. As the first pitch she sees from Bellinger's in for a strike. So Bellinger, the first inning, Bellinger threw 29 pitches. In the next 2 innings, she threw a total of 19. So she's really just kind of settled in. Obviously, when you have an 8-run lead, that helps, you know. relieves some stress. So we can see how she's just been super efficient since that first inning and has just kind of settled into her own place. So that 0-2 pitch there is outside for ball 1. And I haven't mentioned this yet, but we have Bella Rodriguez behind the plate. She's not hitting. She's the flex spot today as Bellinger hits for herself. As she gets her second strikeout of the night there against Rodriguez. Bella, we saw her catch just about every single game last year, so I'm sure it's nice for her to have teammates that can kind of split the work with her, because I don't know if you guys have ever tried to squat like that for me more than 30 seconds, but she's back there for, an hour plus. So she does a great job, and glad she's got some help with her this year as the changeup misses high for ball 1. And she's throwing to number 10, Andrea Ortiz, coming in today, hitting .226. That ball's going to be chopped to the third baseman, Hillis. And Reed unable to make the pick over there at first base. And so Ortiz able to get on board for what is the first base runner since the first inning.
16, Emily Palacio.
That's going to bring up number 16, Emily Palacio, coming in today, hitting .304 as that bunt there lands. And Clark unable to make the grab. So 2 back-to-back errors there by the Bulldogs, and Ortiz able to make it all the way around to third base. So 2 errors allow 2 runners on for the Jaguars, and this is where you really want to capitalize if you're them. We got a first and third situation here. I'm curious to see what Jaguars do offensively and what the Bulldogs do to combat it. That ball is going to be lifted into no man's land, and no play is there for Kay. So an RBI single for McDonald as a run comes across for the Jaguars.
Number 11, Rachel Warren.
It's going to bring up number 11, Rachel Warren, who shows bunt but pulls back as that one misses for ball 1. Warren in her last at-bat flew out to right field. She's working with 1 out here and 2 runners on. And that one's going to be lifted to Johnson in right field, and the runner will not tag. Just a nice easy throw in there. I wonder, if Coach Dufour is kind of like, hey, why are we not tagging? Why are we not going on that? But I do think it was a good choice because Johnson has a cannon over there. As number 00, Vasquez steps up. She'll chop that to the pitcher, Bellinger. Is able to make the play over to first base. So Jaguars able to scratch a run across the board off of 1 hit and 2 Bulldog errors, 2 runners left on board. So going into the bottom of the 4th, scores 9-2, Bulldogs lead. We will be right back. right, leading off the bottom of the 4th inning, we have number 8, Reagan Hillis, up to bat. As she shows bunt, but pulls back as that one misses low for ball 1. I think that was a good show right there. I think she showed it late enough to where the corners were a little thrown off. All right, and we have a new shortstop here for the Jaguars. That's number 4, Kiara McCoy. As that ball is down, and I believe they're going to say that it hit her in the box. So a 1-1 count here for Hillis. Shout out to our sports information director, Bryce Hayes, for the update. He's taking pictures and sending us updates and getting you guys social media, and they're going to call her out of the box, I assume. And here's how you know when Coach Wilson wants to argue. You know he's upset about something when he goes up to an umpire with his hands behind his back. Because you know he's angry, but he doesn't want to use his hands because that's a very intimidating thing. So you know he's upset because he goes with his hands behind his back to politely argue the call. I think they are going to bring her back, say that she was out of the box. So a 1-2 count here for Hillis. I don't know. It's hard to tell because the way a right-handed batter does a sneaky bunt is they get into a running position essentially. So it's kind of hard for me to tell if she was out of the box. So I can't really speak on it. But a 2-2 count now here from Bregan, still on the mound here for the Jaguars. That one is fouled to the left side of the field. So Hillis still has a 2-2 count. As that one misses outside. To make it full, make things interesting here. I don't even remember what year Hillis is this year. I think she's a junior or a senior. She chops that to the third baseman, who is Ortiz, and she's able to make the throw over to first base for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up number 18, Jana Reed. She's gone 1 for 2 in this game so far today. Came around to score in the first inning, was one of the 3 runs that were scored. So she's looking for a good pitch to hit here from Bregan. And that one just misses on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. It's a good location there. I think just a little too far out there, but a good spot. You know, you don't want to give these hitters anything too good, as Reed swings through the changeup there. I mean, really, with a pitcher like Bregan who throws an off speed so frequently, you have to have a game plan. When you go up there, that's either like, okay, less than 2 strikes, I am not budging, not swinging. I don't care if it's a meatball or anything, I'm not swinging at it. And then adjusting with 2 strikes, or you say, yeah, I'm going to time it up and I'm going to hit that, because you know at least one pitch with less than 2 strikes is going to be an off speed. Honestly, more than probably 2 pitches. So Reed works that count to 3-1. I'm going to say Bregan's going to come in here with something a little harder, as that one misses on the outside part of the plate. Good location there, though, but unfortunately that's going to give Reed a walk.
Now batting number 19.
This is going to bring up number
Bellinger.
19, Courtney Bellinger, who's having herself a great day today. 1 for 2 with a double this game. And then just pitching a great game as well. So that one misses for ball 1. So Reed over at first base. And they're going to call that one a strike there on Bellinger. Up and in on her there. So a 1-1 count here. As she tries to add to her hit streak. That one misses inside. And the shortstop McCoy unable to hold on to that pitch. And another great throw from McDonald behind the plate. I mean, she really is just throwing dime pieces. But unfortunately, either the runner's getting there too soon or shortstop just unfortunately can't hold on to it. And Bellinger's going to ground that one over to the second baseman, Vasquez, who's able to make the play. So while it's not a hit, it is a productive at-bat as Reed moves over to third base. That's going to bring up number 3, Harley Russell.
Number 3, Harley Russell.
Russell has walked and struck out so far today. She got called back for being out of the box. As the first pitch she sees from O'Brien is in there for strike 1. And that ball is going to be lifted into left field, but that is no problem for number 1. Karina Rodriguez, who's able to make the grab. So Bulldogs unable to score that inning. That's our first scoreless inning so far this game. As we head into the top of the 5th inning, so halfway through, Bulldogs lead 9-2.
Tara Peraloza.
All right, here we are getting the top of the 5th inning started with number 18, Kara Penalosa. And we have some defensive changes here for the Bulldogs. Now pitching is number 34, Caitlin Howard. And now behind the plate is number 9, Taylor Vanette. Howard coming in today with an ERA of 4.94. She's appeared in 3 games. And she has started 1. She's only thrown 5.2 innings. So just kind of looking at this opportunity here to show off. And yeah, I think calling a timeout because the photography flash was going off. Yeah, it was kind of blinding me over here as that one misses high for ball 2. So a 2-2 count here. And I love seeing Vanette behind the plate. She's someone that I have really enjoyed seeing catch. just like her presence back there. Also love a lefty catcher, as that one misses outside. So full count here to Penalosa. And just some facts for them. Vanette is a sophomore from Kingwood, Texas. As Penalosa fouls that one to stay alive. And then Caitlin Howard, she's a sophomore from Waller, Texas. So if you guys know where that's at, let me know, because I have no clue where either of those are. But Howard doing a good job in this at-bat here. Really throwing a lot of strikes, getting the hitter to put in some work, but then also a great job by Penalosa by fouling a lot of this stuff off here. And I mean, really, like, she's just getting enough of the ball to stay alive, which is harder than you think it is. But a little easier as a lefty slapper for sure. That one misses low. And she's going to take her base, so a great at-bat, a great walk there. A 9-pitch at-bat there by Penalosa. As number 8, Samara Aguilera, steps up to bat. She has grounded to Kaylee Clark twice in this game so far. As she gets jammed on that one, Leal goes to Clark at second, and the throw to first, not in time. So Aguilera reaches on a fielder's choice there. And a quick 1-pitch out, as we're going to have a pinch runner here for Aguilera. That's going to be number 20, Gabby Garcia.
Pinch running for the Jaguars, number 20, Gabby Garcia.
All right, so now up to bat we have number 2, Felicia Ordiales.
And batting for the Jaguars, number 2, Felicia Ordiales.
She will face Howard for the first time. As that ball is ripped right back up the middle. Leal able to gather herself, make the out at second, but unfortunately Reed not able to hold on to the ball over there at first base. So Urdiales reaches, and really she hit that ball pretty square, but Leal just kind of cheating over for that double play ball and able to make the play there. As one, Karina Rodriguez steps up to bat. She will show bunt, but pulls back, and that's going to be in no man's land. And so all the runners are safe there with a single for Rodriguez. And I mean, she placed it perfectly. She did a great job there. Just kind of understanding her defense, knowing how they're playing. But Reed, I mean, especially with a right-handed batter, you go get that ball and you make a play. Howard throws that one to Ortiz for strike 1. And I mean, Howard, she's doing a great job. I mean, those last 3 batters were all 1 pitch. As that one misses to Ortiz high and outside for ball 1. Yeah, so she's definitely given her defense outs, and the defense just has to have her back there. That one's going to miss inside. Vanette able to gather it without Ordiales advancing 60 feet. So a 2-1 count here to Ortiz. And Howard looking for a strike here. Give her defense something to work with. As that one will be chopped foul. Great job by Howard there. And I mean, it's hard when you're throwing good pitches, you're getting the hitters to get themselves out, but your defense isn't helping you. So that can kind of take a toll on your mental there. And so you just got to keep pushing and just tell them, hey, I need you guys to step up. I'm doing my job. I need you to do yours. So Ortiz does a good job of staying alive here, as the count is 2-2. And that's going to be a strikeout looking there for Howard, as she ends the inning. While there was a threat, no runs are able to come across. And we will now head into the bottom of the 5th inning. Bulldogs still lead 9-2. All right, so here we go. Bottom of the 5th inning. We have number 77, Lindsay Liao, leading things off. As the bunt attempt there goes foul. And I do want to correct, I believe last inning we had a new catcher for the Jaguars. That's number 7, Jordan Henry, who started behind the plate last game. And Bregan still on the mound here for her team, trying to push through in this game. As Liao chops that one right back at her. And an easy throw there for the first out of the inning. Some PFP right there as number 24, Andy Kay, steps up to plate.
Okay.
And that ball is going to be hit just foul. Oh, just foul. You can tell she's upset about that one because that was a great ball. I mean, especially when she's doing soft slaps and hard slap, and now that one more of like a power slap. So yeah, kind of using all her tools. Definitely wanted that one fair, but just crept into foul territory. As Bregan gets her on the changeup there. And changeups are hard to hit as a slapper because I mean, technically you shouldn't start moving until she releases the ball, but sometimes you may need a little bit longer, a little bit before then. And so when a changeup comes out of her hand, sometimes you might be close to being out of the box already. So it's hard to adjust on those. A great stop there by Henry behind the plate. As Kay steps in with a 1-2 count. Okay, 2 for 2 so far in this game. That one is fouled down the third base line. And I'm looking at it. Kay was 1 for 2 last game. Or I'm sorry, 2 for 2 last game. It's just 2 for 2 this game. So she's just kind of on a hot streak right now, especially with the games that she had last week. She's great, so. And that one is just going to be placed beautifully over the head of the third baseman. Nothing she can do there as Kay just extends her hitting. 5 for 5 today. I mean, it's unreal.
Number 7, Kaylee
Most people
Clark.
dream of doing that. That's going to bring up number 7, Kaylee Clark. She has reached on an error, had a single, and flown out today. Well, not today, but this game. And now with the runner at first, she's got a chance here to score some more runs for her team and potentially take them into run rule territory. As that pitch there from Bregan misses inside for ball 2. 2-0 count as Clark takes that inside. And we're seeing O'Bregan stick to that inside part of the plate on Clark. I'd love for her to just stand in there and drive it down the right field line. I mean, it's something I know she can do, especially if they're going to keep giving her that. I think I'm going to stand in and just drive it. But she's working with a 3-1 count, so another hitter's count here. Bregan knows that she doesn't want to walk her, not with Johnson and Jack coming up, who have done a great job of doing their job. As that one misses inside for ball 4. And I think, you know, she's thrown a couple to that part of the plate, and I mean, they're close. They really are close, but umpire's really keeping her tight as Johnson steps in with the runner in scoring position here. We can see the infield playing not too far back. Johnson showed bunt, and Kay thought about stealing third, but unfortunately the shortstop McCoy had her beat there. So Johnson with a 1-0 count here. Big swing there. And you know she wanted that one for sure, but definitely what I'm thinking is O'Bregan's probably going to come with an off-speed pitch here. So just driving it up the middle and getting a run across the board. And Johnson takes there, but that pitch on the outside part of the plate for strike 2. So Johnson looking to battle here, and Jaguar is trying to fight to prevent that run from coming across as Johnson grounds that one to the second baseman, and the first baseman Aguilera cannot hold on to it, so Johnson reaching on an error again as bases are now loaded here with
now batting number 44, Kylie Jack.
The deadliest hitter on this Bulldog team, Kylie Jack, who, I mean, she's killed it since her last at-home game. She has just gone off as that ball is grounded, and there's only one place she needs to go, but Jack's gonna go ahead and walk that off with an easy score there. So a final score here from Mork softball field, 10-2, Bulldogs win. And we're out of here pretty darn early tonight. So we will see you guys back here at Mork softball field on TLU Plus at 6 p.m. on Thursday. Be there or be square. Okay, you get to hear my voice again. You get to hear Easton as well. And we'll see you guys later. Have a good night.